Welcome everybody, it is Unstoppable Steletsy with yet another Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition Casa game. So, now we got ourselves a Supremacy 1 versus 1 between Germany and the Ethiopians. Yes, we don't see them a lot. Before we see this 1 versus 1 commence, let's check out the map real quick and see if there's anything, that could affect the gameplay. So, this is Bohemia, which we've seen way too many times. And you got this big giant cross of rivers that goes right through the map. And with each one of these rivers, when you got two connecting land pieces, you get two little forts here full of lily pads and ducks that you can cross. Yeah, and it's the only way you can cross these rivers without, putting a dock here and sailing a little boat like a couple inches across the shoreline. Yeah, no one's doing that. But, each one of these four little quadrants on the map comes with a native settlement and also a trading post too, because there's about two trade routes that sails along the water here. So if you can capture both of those, which I doubt you're going to get both of them, but you could certainly get one of them, I think. That'd be pretty good. So let's get started and see how this match goes, shall we? Alright, so Ethiopia. Ethiopia's a civ we don't see a lot. They're part of the African culture, and with other civs in the African culture like the Hausa, first thing that happens is the AI has the villagers punch this poor cow to death so they can eat them. Yeah, apparently you don't get any food crates as the Ethiopians because of a very unique feature that they have. So instead of starting crates, what Ethiopia gets is something called the livestock market. So this livestock market here works in a real special way. It's sort of like a hybrid between a livestock pen and a market. And basically what it contains is any sort of like market related technologies for wood, coin, or villager stats. Everything food related is actually here at the granary alongside agricultural technologies. So, and you do notice here little animals coming towards the granary. Yeah, that's sort of the other thing the granary does. It lures animals in, huntables, so that you can hunt them easier. But getting back to the livestock market, basically it doubles as a livestock pen that you can fan your animals with, yep. And they even produce a little influence too while they're fattening up over there. And whether you want to eat the animals or not, you always have an option with these things. So if you don't need food from these zebus, what you can actually do is you can trade them at the market for wood or coin. Yeah, see this here, livestock value of coin as well as wood. Yeah, this goes up over time the more animal... Yep, they just sold one right now. Did you see that? Yep, they just sold an animal for wood so they could afford a hut to get some more population. Yep. And basically, that's what you do with these livestock markets. Is as soon as you gain enough value, you can sell off one of your cows there and get some quick wood or coin from it. You can get up to, I think, a value of 500 wood or coin from one animal once this livestock value maxes from one of the resources. So yeah, definitely watch your rates there, and if you need something like some extra buildings or a cannon or something or a lot of units, you can definitely use the livestock market to do that. Yeah. Let's check out their deck real quick. So the first thing you always send usually is Ethiopia is the Trinity. It's like a normal villager card, but it also comes with a priest instead of 3 villagers. You get 2 villagers with a boon, which is a priest that can not only heal units, but he can also gather from the mounted monastery, which is basically a building as Ethiopians you put over mines. So either a copper mine or a silver mine or a gold mine or a tin mine. Any mine that you can mine from, you put a monastery on top of. And it basically lets you control some things. So you can either gather exclusively coin from that monastery, or you can divvy it up to also gather influence from it. Influence being the special resource that African civs have, noted by this little shell over here. And as you can see here, looking at the native site, that's the resource you would use to train natives as well as research their technologies, instead of using things like food or wood or coin. And also, depending on which country you ally with as your age up, in this case Portuguese, you can also usually train some sort of special unit too, with the influence, as well as research their technologies, which appear at the Mountain Monastery for this civ. For the Hausa, it would appear at the university, I believe, yeah. So, certainly with the Portuguese, you can sort of tap into the strategy that I really like, which is doing a combination of Gascanas and Bestieros. Yeah, Gascanas being the javelin throwing infantry that's good against cav. And then the Bestiero, which is, you know, is the crossbowman that's great against infantry that we're all used to playing as Europeans with. Even these Germans have crossbowmen, so yeah, crossbowmen we used to know a lot about. So Germany, on the other hand, is aging up with the quartermaster for about 400 wood. That's really a gold standard for politician age ups for Europe, I feel like, because, you know, 400 wood, you can do a lot with it. You can put a barracks down, you can put houses down, you can put a stable down. You could research technologies with that wood, or put into some of those trash units like pikemen or crossbowmen, so yeah, you could do a lot with 400 wood. It's like Play-Doh, you know? You can build a lot of stuff with it. And one thing you notice with Germany always when they're starting out is get those settler wagons out, you know? First this one here, followed by this card, which is coming out right now. And the reason why it's such a good option is because, while it does show 3 units in the shipment, it's really 6 villagers, because each settler wagon, for its price and its pop cost, actually gathers as good as 2 villagers instead of 1. And notice how these technologies like steel traps and placer mines are coming out. The thing is, when you have a villager that starts at a base gather rate of 2 villagers, that means that any sort of gathering technologies like placer mines or steel traps is going to gather really, really good overall. Yeah. In general, you're going to get really good gather rates compared to how it affects these settlers, for instance. Ah yes, we see a church coming up. That's pretty good. The great thing about the church is it trickles experience for you. So it helps you get shipments just slightly quicker, and it's... well, the thing is, they're actually the same cost, I believe. What's the cost of them in D? Oh, they're actually, yeah, they're about 150 on the wood. So slightly cheaper than the trading posts. Trading posts, yeah. I know in Wars of Liberty churches are like 200 wood, probably because of all the religious stuff that they do. But yeah, here it's about 150 on the wood. We see some Ulans coming out of the town center, Yavul. Yeah, all the cards age 2 and beyond give you some free cavalry. The Ulan. Low HP, high attack, so they're great at raiding stuff. What they're not good at is dealing with javelin riders, which is coming out in Ethiopia right now. These are basically like one-pop dragoons, similar to the Kejiks of, basically, of Veui, of the Chinese, yeah. The Chinese get the Kejik, which is like a one-pop cav archer that they have in their roster. These guys are just the same thing, only they cost food and coin. And you don't have to combine them with, like, pikemen in their blocks or anything, yeah. So... and the other neat thing about the Javelin Riders too is they're a shared unit with the Hausa, so no matter which African civ you're playing as, you can always have these in your roster. So here are some of those Gascanas I was talking about. They're basically just musketeers that cost food and wood. Yeah. Now this is interesting. So this guy is... oh, yep. Tushki is actually going greedy on both trade routes and wants to get resources by getting waterways. Oh, interesting, yeah. Well, the thing I would be worried about is if you can afford to keep those trade routes going, because you got this army of Javelin Riders and Gascanas coming out, and now you see the Chotel Warriors. Chotel Warriors, these are basically just coyote runners, you know? They're basically like considered like a shock infantry, which is the same thing as like a England in Wars of Liberty. They do get a bit of a multiplier against skirmishers, actually, light infantry, so yeah, they're very strong anti-skirmishing unit. Should be careful of them, for sure. What's going to happen over here, though, because we see the Germany actually trying to get to the Fortress Age with the Exiled Prince. If you look at their deck very carefully here, you can see that it's actually a mercenary deck. Germany. Yeah, you got the Lanich shipment, you get the Jaeger shipment, the Black Riders, also the mercenary camps, and the improved mercenaries. And then you get the Holy Roman Army for Age 4, should you get that late into the game. So yeah, this is basically going to look like a lot of mercenary shipments coming out to fight much larger armies. So what do you do here, though? It seems like you don't have enough coin just yet to afford Black Riders or Jaegers just yet. How do you deal with this big floating mass in your town? Well, a couple of Minutemen will help. But you don't even have enough food to trade off to 1k coin just yet. So what do you do exactly? What do you do when you don't have enough coin for a mercenary shipment in a mercenary deck? Well, I guess you just garrison your town center and hope that they just kindly leave your base alone. Yeah, that wouldn't that be nice. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can... yeah, this is a little bit disturbing because you still got Javelin Riders around here. And they make very short work of Uhlans because their HP is just that low. Yeah, you're gonna have to sneak these in really well and hope that he's not watching if you want to snag a kill here or there. Is he gonna get one? No, he's just floating around, just running back and forth. Got one sword slash. He did kill one Shotel warrior. All right, and he's got some more from that shipment. Which shipment did he send? He sent the Palatine Settlements. Palatine Settlements. It basically allows your houses to provide a lot more population. Yeah, I mean, in this situation, you kind of need it, though. Right? Because the fact that he's constantly burning your houses down means that if you don't do that, you're going to get housed and you're not going to be able to afford mercenary shipments in terms of population. So, luckily, before this house ended up getting burned down, they were able to get the Black Rider shipment going. So once these Black Riders arrive, I actually don't know if these Black Riders are going to be able to handle it or not, honestly. Because now we got the hand cannons. These are basically like mercenary Abyss gunners from Portugal. And yeah, these guys are really dangerous to deal with. They do a lot of damage. A whole lot of damage. At least the town center has a lot of HP left, right? They were so busy burning down the houses where all the civilians lived that they didn't deal with the main hive of the base, I would say. So yeah. Yep, he's just keeps popping out, shooting the units, trying to distract them, you know, trying to cause as much of a disruption as possible. You know, because he's trying to stall out, I think, the HP on this building. Because if you can get these Black Riders to come out and you can bother them with them, he could probably, put these Villies in the melee and just screw up their targeting. That's a great idea. Excellent idea, actually. Yeah, now the other cool thing about Black Riders is they actually have a lot of hand armor instead of pierce armor, so when it comes to things like the Shotel Warrior and even the Gascania in melee, these Black Riders they could actually engage in decent melee with these units. They're basically like armored knights, really. You can tell from all that armor that they got that they're really good at fighting in melee. Yeah, see them as they've slowly cut them down, and now they can finish them off with range as they're leaving. Yep, Shotel Warriors, really not much they can do because, as you know, these guys have multipliers against shock infantry. Oh no, here comes the palace. Here comes the palace, big African fort. Train special units out of that thing, as well as mercenaries. Retreat, 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 retreat. You don't want to take any cannonballs from that fort. That would not be good. So what do you do now? Where do you go from here? Where is your stuff? Where is your stuff? Are you going to chop some wood? Are you going to get some food? Going to make a pretzel? Make a bratwurst? What is your plan? Are you going to start chopping some wood? Because you're going to need some houses to get your Jaegers out, which is probably the next thing I would do. Well, would I get Jaegers? Yeah, you probably want a little bit more reinforcements. I'll be honest. You probably want a little bit more help. So you need one more house, and then you can get your Jaegers out. Let's see if that works, because right now, I feel like Jaegers would be perfect here. They completely shred the Javelin Riders, and then with the help of the Black Riders, I think they'll shred their way through the Shotel Warriors even. Yeah. Yep, they got enough pop right now for Jaegers, so they're going to get those out. And now they can move over onto this mine. Now, the funny question is going to be, what do you do to get to the Industrial Age? Because I feel like you're going to want Industrial Age, honestly. Because if you get to Industrial Age, then you can send your lovely Higher Holy Roman Army, which is going to give you a lot of Knights units. And you can send in infinite times as well, which is even better. Yeah. Don't you just love infinite mercenary shipments? Yeah, they're really nice. If only you can afford them half the time. I used to always use them when I was like a young kid playing AoE 3. I would always love to send those infinite mercenary shipments up against the AI, and I thought they were just so valuable. What's up with the priests? What are you doing with these priests? What, are you praying for a victory? What are you doing with these priests? Well, I don't know what you're doing exactly, but hopefully you can aim these guys perfectly. I think if you can one-target the Javelin Riders, that would be really, Yep, here comes the Jaegers. Just use the Jaegers at this point. Yeah, you don't even need to have these Black Riders on them. Jaegers will handle them all on their own. Yeah, perfect. So you're not going to be dealing with the threat anytime soon, so get that food. Start folding those pretzels together and start eating them, because you're going to need it for Industrial Age now. Oh, priests, though. He's using coin to make priests. Is he going to use him as a melee unit? What's his goal with the priests? What are you doing with those priests? Yeah, let's see, what do they cost right now? Do they cost, they cost about 100 coin? Okay, so they do have a bit of a cost. It's kind of cool because it reminds me of that card that Bulgaria gets in Wars of Liberty now, where priests are free, so I always end up training priests from the church just to add them in. It's like another trash unit to throw in front of my army or something. Yeah. It's kind of a cool feature. If only they had a technology or card like that for Definitive Edition, that'd be fun. Like priests you could actually attack with. Similar to the warrior priests of Armenia in D2. Yeah, that'd be fun. So I'm thinking what he's probably going to do with these priests is he's probably going to use them to aid in his attack. And he's also going to use the priests to help quickly heal his mercenary army as well. Because truth of the matter is, if you lose your mercenaries, you usually don't get them back very easily because of how expensive they are. Right? And how convenient is it that you actually have giant grenadiers from your tavern? Wow, he got real lucky with that. These giant grenadiers, these are an excellent unit. I like these units a lot. What they are is they're basically like a musketeer, but they get a really exceptional range attack that ends up acting like a grenade launcher. Yeah, I'll show it to you when it comes out. Yeah, see right here, the range attack does 2 splash. It's an absolutely brutal musketeer unit to be fielding. Yeah, and if you could get a lot of them, yeah, they'll completely blast away through all this stuff. Javelin Riders, infantry, completely gone. Yeah. Looks like more or less the same stuff from the Ethiopian player, more cannoneers, more shotels, Javelin Riders, as well as Gascanias. Ah, but here comes the Ulans going Yavul into the Shotel Warriors. Good. Now they're going to work their way towards Javelin Riders, yeah? I would throw these priests forward maybe and start punching the horses, you know? That's an extra bit of a distraction, yeah. Here comes the priest, that's like I said. No, I guess he's just keeping them there to heal. You know, that's good. That's alright. You really don't want to lose these mercenaries if at all possible. If you can keep them alive on like 5 HP and just heal them back up, that's really good for you right now. Especially since you don't have any food for regular years. Yeah. Here comes a land etch. Also more queuing of the giant grenadiers. Yep. I see lots of those coming. I think once he gets a sizable mass of these giant grenadiers, this guy's just going to resign. Because these giant grenadiers get a lot of siege being a grenade-related unit. So, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to deal with this type of roster. Maybe get some Oromo horsemen. Those tend to be pretty good. Oh, they're actually going to get some of the native mounted infantry from the Habsburgs. Well, that could work. they're a pretty versatile unit, you know. They can fight on horseback, and then they can dismount as a skirmisher as well, so maybe those will be used to try to take out these Blackfriars or something. Yeah, now this is the way you're going to probably stay alive with the mercenary deck, is being able to actually put down town centers on top of mines so they can't raid them. Very clever idea by Tushki. Alright, so, they got Royal Mint too, so that's going to mean even quicker gather rate. And then you get the Germantown farmers, so you can start putting more settler wagons on those mines too, and then you're really going to have a nice mass of mercenaries to go around. Do they have any more mercenaries they could ship in? Nope. Not really, so really the next goal would probably be to just get to like 8-4 at this point and start getting those Holy Roman armies in. You could get mercenary loyalty now just to make the shipment cheaper. That could probably definitely help. Yeah, see, notice how the Planet should put on cover mode. Yeah, this is really helpful in just soaking up more damage. When you put a unit on cover mode, notice how you get 50% pierce armor and 50% crush armor. Yeah, at the cost of your attack damage and attack speed, basically. So yeah. It's a really neat ability to basically let you soak up lots and lots of bullets and spears and arrows, whatever's... Yep, GG. That was an excellent mercenary play by Tushki, though. He played the turtle really well, and just as it seemed like it was lost, he came out with those Blackfriars and microed them perfectly. Yeah, that was an excellent one. So, post-game-wise, yeah, I mean, look at all this coin and how much it went into it. Only 79 units, but 183 deaths to your enemy. Whereas the Ethiopia, with the stack, only did about 34 kills. Yeah, that was always sort of my complaint about Ethiopia when I would do them in like 1v1 and team games, is for all the units I would spam out with Ethiopia, they just didn't get a lot of kills, you know what I mean? It felt like Paraguay, but a bit less effective, you know. But I guess they have their uses. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that little mercenary deck game. I certainly did. If you want to see some more, check out the channel. Make sure to check all the other casted games I do. I'm going to be doing some more tomorrow alongside the... Yep. Basically just enjoyed this one as well as the two earlier ones I did today. Yeah, I did two other ones. A redo of the Colorado, and then I did another one, which was a... I believe it was a regular 2 versus 2. Was it? Yeah, Supremacy. Yep. Enjoy. Signing off now. See you later next time.